Hey all, this is Greg Jones here, 1623 Custom Harmonicas. And I have a really neat harmonica here for you today, kind of an experimental harp, or experimental for me. I'm sure others have had the same idea. But it's a Koch, and these were made years ago, kind of modeled after a Hohner 260. And or maybe the 260 was modeled after them. I'm not real sure. But anyhow, this is a really neat harp, and originally, they were tuned in the style of Richter, similar to what you might know as a common diatonic harp. This one is in the key of C, but instead of being like a typical chromatic where they were solo tuned, this was a C harp with a slide out and then a C sharp diatonic, Richter diatonic with a slide in. And so they were kind of interesting harmonicas. There were a few other key characteristics about them. One is at that time, unlike a lot of chromatic harmonicas today, these were built without valves, and the comb had slots in them to kind of make up for that, which made them a little bit leaky and a little harder to play. So I've done some cool things with this one. First of all, I stripped it all the way down. All the parts off, and I put screws, 080 screws in it, and then I put a cover plate brace in there too, just look a little cooler and give it a sturdier feel. And then also I swapped out the comb. I put a Hohner 260 comb in there, which is a typical chromatic comb, and then I put valves. I half valved it. So what half valving does is that allows us to get a blow and a draw bend out of each note. And so that allows a little bit of expression. So this harmonica can be played very similarly to a standard half-valved C diatonic. And then what I did is I made use of the slide to give us some of those hard to get notes, or some of those notes that we might not otherwise think of playing on a standard diatonic. And so I certainly can't do this harmonica justice, but I can kind of give you an idea of some of the notes that we can do. Notably, of course, we can get the note that corresponds to the 6 overblow. A great note in second position that gives us a minor third, and which is a great sounding note for blues and soulful playing. We can also get the way I've retuned the 3 blow slide in note, which gives us essentially a second position major scale without bends, or you can hit the note as a bend. So you can play a G scale, a G major scale on a C harp, which would kind of be a second position scale. That's available to you. You can also play a bebop scale in first position or in the key of C, which is. I need to practice my bebop skill, obviously, there. So there's all kinds of really cool things that we can do on this. If you'll notice and a bebop lick, if we were to hit the 3 draw, it would slide out. So I tuned the slide in. That gives us a B flat, which is equivalent to And then on the slide in, 2-drop, I tune that down to an F sharp, which gives us the major 7th and G. And then I got a really cool sounding chord here with the slide in. I'm sure somebody will correct me on this, but I believe that's a. I believe that. I think that's an E flat minor chord there, but kind of a cool sound. So anyhow, this is a really neat harmonica, and I think there's all kinds of cool possibilities. And I'm not done with it, but this one's going on eBay, and you can check it out there. And if you have any other ideas for tuning schemes, I'd love to hear them. Anything but the criticism on my playing. Thanks a lot, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Greg Jones, 1623 Custom Harmonicas.